Alrighty then, welcome back. Let's get into it here this evening. It is Mentorship Monday, about a half hour after the market close, and we've got some stuff to cover. Let's do it. All right, so you guys have to let me know if we've made a lot of changes around the audio, the music, the microphones. Please let me know if everything is sounding better right now, worse. Any kind of descriptions you guys can give me would be helpful. We will try to make it the best, and we'll leave the rest to the rest. Man, I had to go through all of my bullets here today. Got to my 4K. Though it was tricky. I really wanted to come out and stream today, but I had problems with the OBS, which is why I'm actually late here today. I was trying to get going here after the market closed, but I've got this new audio mic thing going and some changes to the music levels and stuff like this. Hopefully sounding a bit better. We've got the new version of AlgoBox launched now. I also wanted to get some feedback around some things. I've gotten some emails from people saying that love the system, love what we're doing, but looks overly complicated. So we come back to that whole conversation again around what layout you guys want to see in the live streams. Let me roll back to this one real quick here. So you guys remember this layout? How many of you guys remember when I had it like this, where it was kind of just two charts? If I needed to flip over to a higher time frame, I'm feeling like I need to kind of go back to this for demonstration purposes, because that is kind of the main reason why we come out here to do the public show to begin with. I still prefer the 5 chart layout. It sounds better. Thank you for that. The sound is good. For awesome. So I believe I'm going to make some changes, and hopefully I can make those tonight before tomorrow's live stream. But I think we'll get back to, I just think people are just too overwhelmed by what we've got going on here. At the same time, look, I think the markets are complex and you need to be able to have things in front of you to read the market. I kind of think of it like a book, but not necessarily. I mean, you're not going to read an entire book in a day, but if you have a few pages there in front of you, that's why I kind of think of like having 5 pages where I've got a few high time frames, got the tide, the wave, and I've got a filter chart. So out of 1, 2, and 3 charts, then I'm going to make a decision on an entry chart with lower risk, and at the same time that targeting in risk, I'm either ready to take a big or a small final decision. I like that, and I like it all laid out just like this. However, when people come and they see all of this, they tend to get a bit overwhelmed, and they kind of just want to see this, right? So for that, I think I'm going to try that again, going back to a simpler workspace. Hopefully everybody likes that, but I do want feedback. So whether you are talking to me in Discord or putting it down in the comments, I would definitely like to know if you would like to see the more complex layout still, or if you prefer that we go ahead and simplify that. And my primary focus entries these days are around the Enigma, as you guys know, along with the Alpha Omega crosses. So powerful. I would not be trading without them. So while we're talking about that, I want to make a note of the app that I'm using to do my journaling. Now, people say, well, Vinny doesn't do journaling. That's true. I think of journaling as being a bunch of typed out stuff, you know, writing to yourself. I think writing journals are a waste of time. That's my opinion. Hear me out. Okay, if you are telling yourself, how did I feel today, and blah 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 blah, listen, get a therapist. Okay, but maybe go to church. Honestly, I would say go to church on that. But I'm sure you've heard the phrase "picture's worth 1,000 words." I think these are much more valuable, extremely valuable. Our brains work in pictures. We may not remember names, but we remember faces, etc., etc. I can go at length and at nauseum into it, but I would encourage you to think about what I'm saying with taking screenshots for your journals. Replace your journal mentality with pictures. Okay, And by the way, it will be written to you, but it's more like memory pegging. You'll save your mental space, you'll save yourself time, you'll be more likely to do it as well, because anything that's tedious or time consuming or a task, which is what writing is, I don't care, if you're doing audio, voice to text or not, writing is more difficult. So please take the pictures, save screenshots, okay? All about the screenshot. And I'm going to show you guys some of my tips here with the tools. I know I've talked about this before, but it's been a long time since I talked back about the tools. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is even today with me screenshotting some of the play setups that I can literally quickly go back to. And I'll show you guys at the after where I go through this these setups and some of the things I wanted to talk about in these setups and how great and visual and easy these were. That we now take that over and watch one of our members actually taking this into market replay, some things they did good, some things they did bad, and I think it's going to be really beneficial for you tonight, so buckle up. Let's go. Let's talk about the Snagit. So Snagit, biggest thing that I really love about Snagit, right down here, they have this tray. There's a thumbnail tray at the bottom down here, and like you can just see the thumbnails right there. Just click on them and pull them up. Now, there are other ways to do this, but again, I really like Snagit because as I take the screenshots, they're all right there in order, and I can quickly get back to them, and moving from left to right, they're all just kind of right there. So let's move into my next one. I'm simply going to click on this one, and I want to show you guys some of the things we wanted to talk about. One of my favorite setups that came in late day there. This was a really nice play setup coming in there. That is the double Enigma to the long side. I don't think there's anything difficult about that one. Also note the open line right about there. So the whole day it had been longs favorable in our system, and then we come right into the open line. We get double Enigma, great play setups to enter and exiting on the opposing signal. There's your bat, breaks through, exit on the cross there. Really nice play setup coming in right there. Now that continues with a nice shark back. So we get the trap set up. We've got, again, longs favorable. We'll talk about the high time frame. I'll show you the high time frame here in just a moment. But watch how nice this all begins with the double Enigmas. We move up, we come down. Look at that right there. What do we got? We got the shark back play coming into, what is that right there? Name that pink line. Type it in the chat. What is that pink vertical right there? What is that telling us? If you don't know the answer to that question, you need to make sure you get through training. All right, hopefully you said king timing. Did king timing, give yourself a pat on the back and a gold star. So you've got king timing coming in with the shark plus. Let's think about the juice. Now, you might see this 10.5 here as well. Ignore this. We're looking for the PRZ cross. This is an alpha omega PRZ cross with what kind of PRZ? A shark, which also happens to be one of the most powerful. In fact, it's a specific strategy that we have called the shark back that we like to play off of that one right there. So we're up and out. Now I'm just moving to the right, taking screenshots, and here we go. Continues to the long side. Remember time of day here. We're looking for lucky sevens, going to be coming up toward the end of the day. These are those play setups, and I'm telling you, man, this is the heat. This is the juice right here. You got another opportunity to get in right here. Now look at all the space to the next king timing. Pay special attention to the king timings. All right, now again, I know there's a lot of things going on our charts. I want people to be less intimidated by them. If you went through the training program, as you go through it, I think it becomes less and less intimidating. You realize it's more like driving your car with all the things on your dashboard. You just know when you need to look at them, you know what they do, and you don't have to use everything just to drive to the next location and destination. But the times when you need them, whether it's raining and your windshield wipers or you want to listen to music, all those things on your dashboard could be overwhelming, but you know how it is. You figure out how to drive, right? So make sure you learn how to drive the system. Look at the space here between king to king. So we know we want to try a continuation move through to the next king. What's the direction? To the long side. How do we know? Right here. Also, what was that one right there? Meant to make note of that earlier. We had both of these landing on kings. Notice that we got the king pink right there, and the king and the king. boom, makes the huge beginning of this move, and we move up and up and up until we hit the next king timing. Now, we get this big guy right here, which, yes, so huge amount of participation right there. Long side, short side, everybody's getting involved right there. You can see them right on the map with the giant alpha omega, which is almost both of these numbers combined, right? So we got almost 20.1. Here we get 18. So it's got a little juice in the cannon left. Hasn't completely finished its move, right? If it was the combination of these two, then that would be about 21. So we're at 18.1. So we know we've got a bit left in the juice, right? So we get a little bit turn back, and then there we go again. Whoops, I got a little note right there. Now we've got the Cypher Shark landing directly on the shark back for the continuation. Remember, whenever these kind of come in and spike down 1, 2 legs, do we have 2 legs? Yes. Do the 2 legs. Remember, no flamingos. If we're going to take a play, we want the two legs. 2 legs to stand on. Do we get to stand? Yes, we do. We push it up. We continue to go up through the end of the day. We ultimately end up having a pin 'em to the highs type of scenario today. And remember, go back to my Lucky Sevens video and talk. You'll hear me talking about what happens when it pins them to the highs. Anybody trying to get short ultimately ends up getting wrecked. It's in the direction of the favorable direction of the entire day. The giant trap is set, and then the people at the end of the day just get obliterated. Anybody trying to get short, not going to happen. Pin them to the highs literally just keeps up and up and up and up and up, getting everybody to close out their positions all the way up. Now let's look at the high time frame, how it was able to see this very clearly. If you have this on the left hand side, now again, why I'm always I like to see all of them at once. I like everything in front of my screens. I still believe if you're struggling, you really should go back to my original OG layout. I believe it is still the best. It is superior to all other layouts in my opinion. And if you are struggling, go back to the original. You got your 1, 2, and your 3. These are high time frames, so you'll hear us refer to these as HTF. Look at your high time frames. Get something. I don't care which one, but when you're going to take your bigger plays, you need something off of one of these. Just take your pick. Go, is it this? You got one, something off of this one, or this one, or this one, but make sure you have one there. A lot of people, if you find yourself struggling, what you'll see is you're kind of, you might get drawn into only looking at the lower time frames, and that's fine. There's plays there, but make sure that you are looking for some scalp plays there, T1, T2 type of scenarios. If you're going to go for the big plays, make sure you have something coming off of one of these. Then take your lower risk entry off of the lower time frames. Keep it simple. Now, let's see what we had going on the high time frames on these to give us big clues. Look at that 16.9 right there on the primary filter chart. That is called picking the bottom. You feel that? So you have that right into the super bands. We're pushing up. We get the move down from the divergence play right here off of OBS, pushes into the next one. You can totally tell this time frame is in play. Simply coming off of this chart, very easy to read, and of course, masher lines. If you're not drawing your masher lines, please try them. If you've not really spent time in market replay drawing them, just look at them. They are amazing. These are going to help you out immensely. Huge opportunities and plays coming off of those mashers. Okay. There was a ton of notes here. We even had it coming in on the 24, so double the same amount of detail on higher time frame and the filter. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And then of course you had the green dot coming in on the 89. Now, mind you, once you're getting up on the highest time frames, these get very tricky. Do not try to take plays off of these. These should be giving you confidence along with your bigger plays. Those are going to be 89 ticks a piece on the highest time frame. You do not want to be using stops on the 89. Make sense? All right, great plays there. What did I want to point out? So look at the pivots. That pivot right there correlates with that one right there. I'm going to keep talking about the masher until you guys all get it. These are the absolute best plays in my opinion when it comes to simplicity. Now again, there are more complex ones that are awesome, but from a simplistic standpoint, if you find yourself struggling, get back to the masher filter, play in the direction of the masher play setups. And even if you are in a play and you want to know how far it can go, like this one earlier today, as we started that move up, how far could we go? If you see that as it started to move up, we had plenty of space all the way up to the white dash line that we had before, was an easy way to read that you had more space and more room to go all the way up. Very, very good stuff to be using on the masher. Now, I want to go straight into showing you guys some reviews of one of our members. I think you're going to get a lot out of this. Let me go to a little bit of a different window layout here. I think it'll be easier on this one. And let's see how we do on a full screen. I think this works well. The music in this, I'm going to keep it silenced because I think there was a lot of, like, there's some oldies music stuff that I think actually gets completely blocked on YouTube. I don't care about monetization. You guys know that, but yeah, I think I have to keep it off because of that. So we'll walk through some of the play setups here. Now, this member is actually running this in Market Replay. So Market Replay gives you the opportunity to run things back. And I want to make this as one of our primary notes that most people are not doing still, even now. Come back and do drawing here, and we go to blank screen. In Market Replay, please, for your own good, if you don't know what this means, again, you may have missed one of, well, we've done this several times. I'm going to play it again, talk to you here on a Monday, on Mentorship Mondays, with your Market Replay. 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 5 5 5 5 5. Do the plays over again. If you see something play setup come up, I'm going to show you guys here. I think about 5 minutes into this replay session, there's a great opportunity for her to roll back the tape and play that setup again. You're going to see that coming in. If you don't know what this means, it's simply don't go and play 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 when you are talking about your trade numbers. Get back in there. If that first one, go back and improve it again. Run number 1 again, run it again, run it again, run it again. This is how you program your brain. This is how you get muscle memory programmed into your fingertips and getting those into your mind. Do it like that. Don't just do straight plays. Okay, let's run into this here. Now, I can say along with the screenshotting utility, you notice that she's got her OBS here. That's fantastic. I don't care how you get it set up on your machine, get OBS. Okay, what is OBS? If you don't know what OBS is, this is what every live streamer, YouTuber, everybody's using this to record because it is very simple and it does everything you need to do. And again, it's the simplicity of it. It's the ease of being able to drop things into an area and just literally come over here, click record your stuff. You can also even put in you want to get tricky with it, check out those of you guys who are doing this already. You might want to look into the replay buffer. I think I'm even going to be using this a bit myself, where if you have a great play, just went and you didn't necessarily have the recording of the whole thing and you don't want to have to cut up your video as much, very easy to hit the replay buffer and then just, okay, like let's say that you set the replay buffer to maybe 5 minutes. So if you have a great play, you hit it out, it's closed out, now you press boom, save, and that will save the last 5 minutes. Really cool option there if you are recording your sessions, and it lets you go back as a coach would to review your plays, which I do think is also vitally important for you. And if you're struggling, send me the script, send me the video, okay, and let me have a look and let's see where we can improve. Let's go. So she did record her session here. Now, first thing I'm seeing as she starts into this, what's this right here? I mean, that obviously stands out big time on your chart. We got a giant cluster right there. Oftentimes is going to be some giant play here. First instincts are we're looking for a reversal. Stops getting wrecked like crazy. Over here on the left, I see a divergence firing at the bottom. I see an alpha omega. I think that, yes, it seems trappish. Seems like we've got a trap going on there. Giant leg down. Everybody's looking at it. Get everybody wrecked, thinking it's going to continue. Oftentimes there are opportunities to push to the long side. This is, you should be able to see a trap right there. If you don't see it, work on that. Traps are very, very handy if you can start to recognize them ahead of time. I think I'm going to put it on, yeah, we got it on 2x speed there as well. Okay, king timing is coming up there. So what I like to do when the bar starts setting up like this, I'm already starting to think there's probably going to be a play here because now I'm in the zone. Which zone is that? Between large and king timing on the SMLKs. So are we in there right now? Yes. So I'm starting to anticipate, well, how many bars of space? You'll hear me say, oh, we got about maybe 10 bars left. I start to, you need to get good at estimating how many bars between where you currently are and the king timing. So maybe one of those techniques you might want to work on for yourself to estimate where that's going to land. Super duper handy here. So I'm already estimating about 10 or 12 bars till we hit that line there. And I'm going to start getting my fingers warmed up. I see I've got shorts favorable. However, I see a giant trap. So I'm going to be holding my finger over the buy. I like that she's got that resting right there. Looking for a buy order first. That's smart. So finger over the buy here. Okay. Now we've got, boom, instantly we see a huge delta flagging coming in here, right? And this is showing up right here. So this is going to be a good spot. I would probably be going ahead, toe in the water. I would toe in the water long right here for sure. Give it a shot here. And then if we get any additional signals, add to that position. That's my initial instinct. She gets in. Perfect. Perfect. Right around the king. She adds to the position. Well done. Boom. No. Come on. How easy was that? Was that easy? Now let's name this entry. What was the entry called? You should be able to name these. That's important to know. What is this? We've got the cipher plus a 14.6. What? A quiz. You said PRZ cross or any variation thereof. If you said AO PRZ cross because alpha omega, or you did alpha omega PRZ cross. Excellent, right? You have the order flow component, you've got the structural component, and you had timing. That is a killer combo. Very nice. Now, let's look at what I wish I would see her doing here. Is I see she did a great job putting her lines down on the bottom side. What else should she be doing? We should have one at the top, right? So this one probably needs to get marked. This one probably needs to get marked. Let's see. Was there a pivot turn there? Yes. So pivot turn right there. Little miniature one. So she's got to be careful with these. This one right here though, yeah, a bit more. So if we're hanging out here and we continue up, that's great, but always know where you're at on the masher, my opinion, okay? But hey, great play that she took right there. Awesome. Puts her up 1K on the session there. I think she was only 4 contracts on that one. She was already up 7 on the session, so it was about worth $300, $400 just for that play right there. Yes, good killer combo right there. Confluence all the way. Okay, now she's got a what play is this right here? That's a headshot, right? Headshot. Could be a little bit dangerous there, but hey, worth a shot. So finger over the close. Let's see how this goes here. Cracks it out, close it up. Good, good, good. Excellent work. It cracked, she closed it. Excellent, excellent work. Also, see, if she had the masher line right here, you'd already know she just reached it, right? So again, one of those where it'd be, okay, cool, I can take some off there. More confluence, giving her that, hey, yeah, warning bell, be careful. That might break through right there. Okay, diamond setup. We don't have timing, so timing. Now we're kind of sitting out here in no man's land. Oftentimes going to be looking for continuations after we've hit king timing. King timing has touched. We want to be looking what direction during this entire little setup here. Want to be looking long, right? The end of the session right here. When do I say session? End of the SMLK is right there. So this whole section should still be thinking longs until otherwise spoken of. So would have been kind of an easy one to have skipped over there as that headshot came in. I know it was tempting and juicy, but ones that you can kind of skip as you're moving through a zone. Awesome, Martin. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you, sir. Okay, I think she just went in on a cipher right there. But okay, well now it's better. I think she jumped the gun. Let's see. Roll back the tape a little bit. Okay, so this is not a great play. She's looking for the continuation. That's good, but I think she was just a little bit antsy here. Again, make sure you're taking play setups. Cipher is not an entry. Okay, cipher is not an entry. Make sure you know that. That's just one part. Remember, we use Confluence. We're looking for strategy entries. You would need a HMD or a cross here to make it a PRZ cross, etc. Now, it ends up, looks like one came in, so she got lucky here. Okay, yeah, there it is. So now is when she should be entering. Make sense? Everybody understand what I'm saying there? Type a 1. If you don't know what I'm saying, type a 2. Now it's a PRZ cross. Now she should be entering into the long side. Make sense? Cool. Okay, now she closed it out pretty quick. I'm not sure what she saw that's in the way there. I would have held that out. We want to close if we break the bottom of that cross. Now, I think it's because she was maybe in the cipher. Maybe she was thinking the cipher is breaking. But once you've got one of these, the stop goes at the bottom of the cross. Everybody needs to understand that. You good? Standard PRZ cross strategy stops right there. Okay, now it would have looked like we stopped out right there. Now we have a shark back plus a 50 cent plus the cipher plus the PRZ. I'm adding to position right here. Just me. Okay, I'm adding to position. If this breaks, I can close the whole thing. So it's a difference between I've got a stop right there or a stop right here. I mean, it's basically the same. Very minute. I would definitely be adding to that position right there. Again, just thinking in terms of I'm in the middle of this space. I want to take some continuations. This looks like a trap. Looks like it faked them down. We've faked down. And even if you don't have to think any of that, just what do you see in front of you? Just play what's in front of you. Okay, playing it like the game. PRZ cross. Now we've got a shark back play there. Remember, this is not just any ordinary PRZ. That is a shark. So there's a shark back play right there. It touched right on the line. So it's absolutely a shark back. You should know that. If you don't know it, go back to the shark back strategy video. You know for sure. Okay, so ends up being way behind on that entry, unfortunately. So this is one where as she's messing this up, hopefully she sees that she's messed up. She needs to be rewinding here. Okay, what I want to see, what you should be doing, if you have done this, if this is you, go back up here, press the rewind button. Now you can't see the playtime on this. It's off of her screen right here where she's recording, but at the top, it'll show you the playtime where you're at. Rewind this for a couple minutes. You roll back to 11:19. Okay, and then do it again. Because right now, she's forming bad habits because she's already done something bad. You need to roll back and do it again. Everybody understands that. Type a bunch of ones and then a bunch of twos because it needs to be 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 4 4 5 5 5 5 5. You get it? Okay, rewind, play it again. Okay, she messed this up. Do it again. Mess it up. Do it again. Do this 5 times. Please, I'm telling you, it will help you. Carry on. Okay, now another spot where she can add to position because she's got the cross. So me, I'm entering here, I'm adding here, and I'm adding right here. Get me? So at this point, I'm at least half a position, maybe half plus on a play like this. Remember, stop at the bottom of the sharks. Got some Gartley targets above. Oh, and another shark. So I'm adding to position right there. So that happened very quickly. So I know this is difficult. Is she running at a higher speed? She is. So while that may have been difficult to get normally, remember she's running her speed at 2x and I'm running this at 2x. So this is about 4 times normal speed. At normal speed, she would have been able to get that. You would have been able to too. Oh, she closed out right there. Okay. Maybe she closed out. Maybe she saw the red dot over here. I'm not sure. I probably still would have held that out to at least T1 for that, even if I saw a red dot. I'm not sure. Let's see. Green dot coming in here as well on Masher there. Might have gotten to T1. And there's my stop out. Okay, so not too bad. It got tricky. You could tell. Definitely got a little bit gangbusters here. If I'm looking here, this is the shift right here off of the Masher there. So looks like, yep, that could be a difficult play here. Totally get it. Now in live markets, you're probably hearing audio about all this. Okay. A little bit of fidget there and missing the opportunity for the alpha mega coming in right here, but let's see how that plays out. So we're right in the middle of the SMOK zone. Wait for king timing. We're in the middle of large and king. Let's see if there's a play set up here. Okay, getting short on the king dot right there. Be very careful right there. I would have my finger on the buy if it breaks that dot. If we break that dot, be getting in long on that. Boom, right there, getting long. Okay, so again, I would be, as we break that right there, this whole thing still feels like a trap. It's got everybody looking there, zoomed down, picked up orders, and I think we're still favorable direction. No, it is shorts favorable. Okay, sorry, I think I got mixed up from before. I thought we were on the shorts favorable there, but that definitely feels trap-ish. And again, I'm a trap connoisseur. I'm all about looking at traps and scenarios like that. Tends to be okay, I'm looking for the trap. Okay, so we got the red dot with a headshot. So if you were gonna, oh, there's the long headshot. Yes, take that, and hold. Oof, nothing to hold. Okay, so you saw the red to then green. Boom, green headshot coming back in. As I said, I feel like that was pretty trappish all the way through. You've got the cipher play setups. A lot of things for me. Still looking to the long side during that whole thing. Just that whole session felt like you got traps setting up in there. Yeah, that's probably a difficult spot right there. Those are shifting back and forth pretty quick. Got the double dot. Current time on that is 11:31. There's the enigma you want. Excellent. Short, target the back of that shark. I'd get in a little bit bigger than that on this play. Add to position there. Oof. This is where we close the position. So as it goes down there, that's your opposing signal, right? So hold it to the opposing signal, but make sure you get in your sizing appropriately. So I would rewind. Again, another one of those where rewind. Great play setup, but it wasn't perfect. So come back, rewind, play it again. Shark back to the long side. Nothing wrong with that. If you're a shark back player, that's juice right there. Excellent. Let's see. PRZ cross short. Sure, go for it. Add to position. Add. Yeah, so you want to, as that comes in, you got king timing. You know, it's a good add spot right there. Yeah, so make a little bit more out of that if you add into position as that PRZ cross comes in there, along with your along with your PRZ. And again, we're going really fast here. We're at 4 times speed. And it looks like the market's picking up there on her. So there she goes. She's got an Enigma play right there. That seemed like a quick close out. So Enigma entry, exit on a dot. Yeah, fiddle in the middle. We're definitely sitting on ropes here, sitting ropes here. We do have ropes slightly above us right here, and yeah, could be some weird spots here. And right on the masher, there's no advantage here, right? So easy ones to, if you really want to kind of filter yourself out, take the plays on the edges of the masher. Always want to take a note of that if you're trying to filter. Now again, if you're practicing, there's nothing wrong with this. In your market replay, take as many licks as you can, but go back and the ones that you didn't get perfectly, rewind, play it again, rewind, play it again. I know it's tempting to keep going at it because, you know, when you do the replay, you know, it loses your P&L. So, but just, I still think you should do it. I really think that it's best to get those plays in, get those reps in. That's more important. Yeah, so taking a lot of reps here. Yeah, you wouldn't do this if you're in a live market, but she's doing market replay. In and out, in and out. Okay, there's a lot going on here. So she's getting a lot of reps, but so see how the mouse is moving off. If you're gonna practice something, do something like keep your mouse over on the buttons. Like, I know it's tempting to come over here and get into the space, but help yourself out. Keep it off of this space. I just noticed as well, this bottom chart feels like it's a bit smaller than these up here. I don't know. I would expand this up a little bit and give myself a little bit more space on this bottom chart and squeeze this one up just a little bit. Making a note there to help you out. And again, not a lot of plays coming in right here, because again, really should be waiting until the masher is in a better spot here. But taking a lot of swings here. And depending on where you're at in your sessions, if you're in the middle 40 days, final 40 days, nothing wrong with getting in a lot of licks through your market replay. But the ones that really set up good for yourself, keep saying it, rewind, play it again. Now there's a play. There you go. Shark back play. Take that. Right in the middle of the large timing. Beautiful. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that one. Now she's retrying that one. Don't know about that one. Gets one though, so be careful of those. The ones that pay you. Yeah, you can develop bad habits on that one. All right, very cool, very cool, good stuff. And all right, we'll open up for questions. I'm going to go into the Ask Vinny Questions section, or if you have some here tonight in the live stream, bring on the questions. Let me scroll back up. See, said, when I do market replay, I play back from the current day, so high time frame does not get loaded more than a day. Is that all right? No, I mean, I think you should still have high time frame information. So, and if you don't know how to do that, it's quite easy. Just go back to our market replay video and if you go onto any of your charts, talk about black screen here. So there are two. There is historical and then there's actual replay data. Just know that I just recommend always doing this one. Real simple. Historical will mean anything that's on your PC. Okay, this is the gold star one. So if you go to, for instance, like our 89 chart, will have, oftentimes it has 2 weeks of data in it. which means you already have 2 weeks of data built up in there. So don't go grab replay data. Like, don't know how to explain this. Just don't. General, don't go download this unless you have a specific day you need to go way back in time to go and do something with. If you are just practicing and you need most data that you can get and just be able to play, just get at it. Use the historical. So, and there are 2 radio buttons on this, and just simply select historical. So if you have 2 weeks of data that you have loaded from any of your charts, then you'll automatically have 2 weeks of data there. And then to answer your question, your high time frame will already be there. So again, another one of those reasons why I would just do that. Just keep it simple. One of those things, anything that makes things more complex, you are less likely to do. So just do that. Someone said, I have a question. If I have a good setup present, but speed is slow, should I take it or wait until the market speeds up again, and why? If it is a continuation play, so that's a more advanced topic question, but he's asking, so if speed is bad, should I take the play if I've got a great setup? If it is a continuation, I've said when it grinds, do not rewind, right? So that means no reversals. But if you're going to do a continuation, that's fine. Go ahead and take it, because oftentimes this market is grinding. It will continue to grind in the direction it was already going. So that's what I'm defining as a continuation. If it's slow, it's going to keep going. If it goes fast, boom, boom, then because that tempts everybody in. So it's the racquetball play. You guys know, if you're going through training videos, you get to the spot where I'm talking about the racquetball play. Something you hit it hard off the front wall, it's going to come back. If you kind of bobble the ball up to the front, it will stay. So does that answer your question? Just hero. Again, until market speeds up again. Now, in general, I would just not even be looking at it if the speed wasn't good. I prefer to play when the speed is fast. The speed is good, then those are gonna be your best plays in my opinion, because I like the perfect pivot point entries, and those are gonna come when the speed is there. But if you want to hold, if you're a longer term holder, or you want to see big plays, those are gonna run mostly when you got that grind. Now again, it also depends, but you're asking me a generalized question because you're not being specific about what the play setup is. You just said generally a good setup present, right? Be more specific. I would love it if you guys could name your setups. That's always a big red flag for me if you don't know what they're called. So make sure you are studying up on that and know what you're getting into. What's the default setting for algo bars? Algebras, I'm assuming you mean algo bars. For all 4 charts? Well, oh, there's so many things wrong with this question. Default setting for bars, there really isn't one. Then for all 4 charts, why would you say there's 4 charts when there's 5? So I just think you're a little bit lost. Go through the training a little bit. My answer to you won't do you any good because you're stuck. I can just tell. Dorian, I feel really bad for you, but I'm trying to help you out. There's 5 charts, bro. So if you think there's 4, I don't think I can help you. I'll be honest. 69SG said, yes, I usually use historical, but for the SAC replay data, yes, more difficult. Cannot do that SAC replay data, more difficult. Cannot do that. Those things are not true. I mean, what is up with like all of the false facts getting thrown out here today? Like, I don't know how to have conversations with people who are throwing out false facts. Do historical, but for the SAC replay data. Okay, yes, SAC replay is actual replay, yes. Well, cannot do the rewind, but you can. You can do the rewind. But yes, I know what you're saying. If you've downloaded the SAC, so if you're specifically talking about the SAC, that's a different thing. small account challenge that we did with Ross Cameron, and that data is a day-by-day thing. That's true. You mean that it takes more time to load the chart? Okay. When you say more time, like, oh man, I'm getting PTSD of project management, project manager days. Please give details. I know communication's complicated, but okay. What's level 2 data? So level 2 data is where you have additional data above you and below you on bid-ask data and resting orders on the tape. So I don't want to go too much into that, but that would be one to, you know, do a quick Google on it to see the difference between level 1 and level 2. Probably do a better job than I can do to explain it. I would just tell you that it's going to give you more detailed information about orders above you and below you at depth. Literally, it's called market depth, because it will show you things like current price is right here, and it's going to it's going to show you volume data above you, volume data below you, but you might be thinking, well, don't I already have that? Yeah, you do, but it's executed orders. What we see whenever we look at, say, like a volume profiler on the left, you see, like, well, I see that, don't I? Yes, you do. That's why I say you don't need it. You don't need it for our stuff. You want to see things that have happened in the past. You don't care what orders are resting up here, what orders are resting down in here. People think, oh, but what about iceberg attraction? Bro, try it and you'll see. It's not great in my opinion. You don't need it, and it's not our approach. I wonder if the 940. Oh, and by the way, if you are doing that with market replay and you're asking for the depth level 2 stuff, oh, it will take you forever to load it. It will be, yeah, I mean, it's all orders above, below. It's the reason they ask you, do you want this or you want this? It's because, yes, it's going to be, I don't even know. You can't even do a size estimate how much bigger that is. But yeah, you don't need that. You don't want. So I wonder if the 940 reversal Whisker used to take is still valid. Why wouldn't it be? Are there any tips to take advantage of it? Yeah, man, I teach it. It's in our, I mean, you say that Whisker takes, like Whisker's invented it. We have videos on this. It's always concerning for me when I hear people, you know, go through the training. Go through the training. You'll know what all these things are. And if you go through even the small account challenge, if I'm at the 940 to 950 reversal time, you know, you'll hear me talking about that time of day and what we're looking for during that area. Is it still valid? Yes. Are there any tips to take advantage of it? Man, I don't want to necessarily go through a whole thing on that. There's a whole set of videos around the 940 to 950, but you know, there's enough juice there oftentimes to, you know, make your entire session. There are some people who you know, Whiskers, he loves this setup. That's why everybody says, oh yeah, Whiskers, that 10-minute window, you could be a 10-minute trader. I mean, like, that's a very sweet window to play in. But yes, is it valid? Yes. How do you take advantage of it? I would watch the videos on that, because there are a lot of things that go into that, but you're looking for a reversal play. So you would need to know our reversal plays. You know, it could be into Bollinger Band areas. It could be into Asher line. But you're looking for a trap and a push most of the time. What's up, CG? Let's see. Now with the new update, data series with the best. Day 1 or day 3. Yeah, I apologize about that. I left 3 days on there. Let's talk about that. This should be for everybody on your charts on standard layout. Has some issues. Let's talk about 2 main ones. 3 days of data and versus Okay, so we will do a minor release and get this fixed probably over within this week. But if you're on it right now, look at your charts, go to your standard layout. That's the 5 chart layout. Now, yes, out of the box, it actually has 3, which is just weird. Somebody said 4 earlier. I mean, we have a 3 chart, we have a 5 chart. I'm like, where are we getting the 4? Which one? I mean, there are layouts with 4. So the standard layout has 3 days of data loaded. You probably don't want to do that, especially not on NASDAQ, especially not if you are doing lower time frames, especially not if you are going to be using the ones in any form or fashion. Like, it will just be way too much. Now, on a Monday, it's okay. This is actually why the 3 days of data are loaded there. More for like a brand new person who comes in, gets our system on a weekend, right? On a Saturday, what's going to happen if you do 1 day of data, Saturday or Sunday, right? They're going to be like, oh, I don't have any data on my chart. So I go back and forth on whether that's good or whether it's bad. You know, maybe I have a Sunday weekend layout maybe. But yes, if you have 3 days of data, yeah, you in general should change this. On that lowest time frame area, you don't want 3 days of data on there. It just one, because again, anybody who wants to argue with me about it, go talk to Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. Like, they both are telling you that when you are doing algorithmic distortions and you're getting your edge on the lowest time frames down there, it is awesome. But there's caveats to everything. There's pros and cons to all things. So the amount of calculations and things that you are having to do with 3 days sets of data, when we're doing literally thousands of calculations in seconds, you are going to want to do 1 day of data. So 1 day is what you should set those lowest time frame entry charts to. Okay. And then ask versus bid. Oof, this is a kind of kicking myself for this, because this has been there for I don't even know how long. Go in your data series right now on your lowest time frame, bottom right chart on the standard layout. And if you go to data series, you will notice that somehow, probably a mouse wheel flip, you slip the mouse wheel and scroll it down, and all of a sudden it changes. So this should always be set to last, means last price, last price change. That is what the bar should be building on. But some of you right now out of the box have ask only. Oh, this is bad. This is bad, especially for Enigma players. You are adding the Enigma to the standard. And again, the Enigma is not on the standard layout by default, so it's not affecting everyone. But if you have the standard layout and you have added the Enigma to it, this is a problem. Make sure you set it to last. Not have it on ask for any of your bar types ever. Ever. Don't even know why they have that option. You're on time, Vicky? Yeah, right. You're always late. And yes, you're late again. Data series issues. Yes. I think we covered that. Their strategy based on Bollinger Bands is enough to take it on Fidelidad. Yeah, actually, as long as you're combining it with anything, you can combine the Bollinger Band, super bands. I've got several videos on that, and Eddie did a nice set of shorts around that as well. But that is a great zone, what I would call a region, to use with the combinations. Mostly, in the direction of favorable. Be careful going against favorable, and yeah, all of the rules apply as you get into one of those zones. But I get an example where the cattle dog, that was the video that we watched a moment ago. You notice she was taking a lot of trades in there, just back and forth, taking every little trade that was coming at her, which is, again, fine while you're doing market replay, fine while you're doing practices and things. But if you are wanting to wait for something, there are a list of things that you should wait for before you're taking trades. And I'm going to do a whole video around this, and it's literally going to be dedicated to the list of, well, we call it the wait. So these are things that forget to wait for. Impulse leg. Yeah, in fact, I love that you brought up the bands. Okay, but bands, you've got the masher, double delta, So we've got a whole list of these, and we want to showcase them, hit them really quickly, and those are going to be put together in a really neat series though. But yes, as far as bands are a spot that, yes, higher time frame, one of the three, if it's on the 89 or the wave or the filter chart there on the MACV, great. These are the types of plays where we want to, yes, let's look for a play. We don't want to play in the middle, right? I think Man of Gold had just put that in there a minute ago and said, hey, don't fiddle in the middle. Exactly. Don't fiddle in the middle. And you want to play those when you're in the extremities of those. Your best plays are going to be around those extremities. And the best traps also set up there. Again, one of my favorite things to trade, and one of those things also, after is to, the one is wait for traps. They're not an extensive list. That's why I want to go and I want to get a full video around the extensive list on things that you need to wait for. At least one of these. The one would be like King Timing. Anybody name some others? Maybe we can get all of them over here. What else am I missing? Post it to the full chat here. King Timing before we take a play. What other things can you guys think of? Let's see. Traps, King Timing, double deltas. Yeah, giant delta. Yeah, a giant delta can also... Oh, divergence would be a good one. Yep. Divergence would be good. Giant delta. Oh, DCDM. Yep, J-hook. There are, oh, maybe a two finger. Yep. So we got up a two finger on a higher time frame. Yep. Because those oftentimes, these are some of the biggest, that's a great trap play right there. That two finger. I mean, it's literally like gotten two moves in the wrong direction. Same thing with why double delta is so powerful. Getting them offsides 2 times, hence the 2. Double and the 2 and the 2 finger. That's off. Best traps. Best traps. Let's see. The MACV Delta. Yes. Yes. On a higher time frame. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty decent list right here. But I am going to do an entire video on each one of these. We're going to show it and then show a play right after it. Show it, show a play after it. Show it, show a play after it. Showing ones with them, showing ones without them. Thanks, Vicky. Appreciate it. Yeah, there we go. So we're at right at about an hour, 58 minutes. We did a great job here tonight. I think we covered a lot of good stuff there. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out here on a Mentorship Monday with us. I will catch you guys in the next one. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis, G, and the rest of the gang, I am sending out the Big H Town. See ya.